Hello everyone and welcome back to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. It is Francesco here, and on today's feature we're diving into Milanote. Now Milanote has been available for a fair while, maybe like 2 to 3 years. I did a review on it when it first came out, and I will include the web version review that I did in the link in the description. But they've actually only 2 or 3 weeks ago released an iOS edition. I talked about this application being mobile and whether they will find it tricky, but they have actually released a mobile application. For those who don't know what Milanote is, Milanote's like a way for you to start planning visually. So I recommend this typically for creatives and freelancers in the creative industry. They're looking for planning visually in a very simplistic fashion. You can create boards, tasks, and even like murals with comments and objects. It's like a very simplistic way to use like Canva, but in a productivity sense. It's a very hard explanation, but when you see it, you understand it. But in today's feature, we're going to be reviewing the iOS edition. Let's jump over to the iPhone, I've never said that, and review the iPhone application. Anyway guys, see you in a moment. Okay guys, before we dive in, I thought it'd be easier to actually show you the Milanote for web, give you a bit of an outline of the features. Obviously there'll be a full review in the description below, we've already done it. That might give you more insight into the application if you're already looking for it. But for example, this is Milanote. As you can see, you get these things called boards, and when you go into a board, you can create anything from a note to a to-do list to a new board, a collection or a column or what they call it. You can add comments as themes, add images, and it's very much this sort of mood board canvas-like experience. It reminds me of an application called Murally, which helps you to plan this sort of visual layout. It's quite handy. So you can see here, I can move everything around, and if I have anything unsorted, I can obviously have it in this area, but drag it out here. Now, as you can see, you can invite team members, create secret links for each one, and even export your sort of layouts. And it's sort of this mini infinite canvas, which is quite nice. So I can obviously go in and organize everything there. So obviously, whenever I want to do anything, I can drag it in. Very similar to the Notion 1.0 edition. So let's dive over to the iOS edition to explain some of the new features, well, some of the experiences that they have with their application. So guys, here we are with Milanote for iOS, and it is a free application. Although there is a pro plan, it is also available on Mac as well if you don't necessarily want to use the web version. So obviously you've got these three sort of core panels. We'll come back to quick notes near the end of this feature, but in the center you have all of the boards that I was showing you before. It's not organized in this sort of mural fashion, however it's much more coordinated. It sort of brings in all the boards that you were using. So if I go ahead and obviously tap into the personal board that we were on, you can see all of the content that was there, but it's structured in this more formatted way, which is quite nice. So as you can see here, you've obviously got all of your relevant boards and things that you've already interacted with. But for example, if I wanted to go and edit this information like week review items, I can obviously access all the text formatting I would. I can even add any quotes and headers as well. So for example, if I wanted to make this top area a header, all I'd have to do is press the header tab. Once I press save, it obviously is saved into the area. And any images I have, I can obviously begin to share them up the top. I actually was surprised that they weren't able to comment or actually add any additional things to it. Something that I'd probably like to see. And up top here, there's a plus button. So in the plus button, you can create anything from a note to a to-do to an image. You can upload it from your camera file. So for example, if I went ahead and took a photo of the kettle, I don't know why, then all I'd have to do is upload that, and as you can see, it comes in line. Now obviously up there you can see it loading, so that's obviously making sure it uploads to the server. But if I wanted to, I can't actually move it, I don't think. So if I wanted to move the status, I'm trying to hold down and drag. That's one of the negatives, I'd say. This application is very much sort of linear at the moment and early days. But as you can see here, you get a good idea for how you can go about using it. So here are some of the example ones they created. Obviously, the designing a house. You can obviously move around and organize. Oh, that's my mistake there. You can add a caption to each of these. I didn't see that before. But if I go in, obviously I'll be able to modify all of the information there. So this is really for creatives. It's much better on Mac and web version in my opinion. As you can imagine, it's early days for the application. You can go to your accounts area. I'm actually a pro user, so that's unlimited storage, but I believe you get block limits, very similar to the likes of Notion. You can't modify any of your account settings, but the sort of feature that I say is probably beneficial for the mobile application and what they've put front and center is the quick notes. And that's handy because if you want to create a quick note, all you have to do is press up top and you could say like organize workstation, or you could start adding a to-do list for yourself. And once you press save, obviously that'll be added to something called your quick notes area. Now jumping over to the web edition, you can see up here that a notification appeared, and I would say this appeared actually pretty rapidly, something that I didn't actually expect, and it's a notification called from your phone. As you can see here, if I click in, I can obviously edit that note, but if I wanted to, I could just drag that in, and that now becomes a way to quickly access your quick notes on your phone as a handy way to move on the go. Now, when I look at Milanote as a whole, I'd say this is perfect for creatives that want a visual way to organize and plan. Maybe they want to organize in a small group of them, be able to plan like a future project coming up that's fairly lightweight and maybe requires a lot of sort of feedback on images and files, etc., that you can upload to the web and Mac versions. What I would say is the iOS edition is really more of a viewer experience and really doesn't do some of the things that this beautiful structure does on the application. Now, again, it's an application that I noticed the iOS edition had a few bugs in it, like I was clicking into an app and it would shut down a part of the app and it was shutting down. So it's very early days, but again, this experience works well on web. I've never had a problem with it when reviewing it and also just playing around with it myself. So guys, I recommend this for creatives to check out. It's much more of a mural type application with a bunch of features, and I would definitely check out all the information in the description below. Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. If you are brand new to the Keep Productive YouTube channel, make sure to just hit the subscription button. And also, if you would like to take the new Notion Made Simple course, I'll include the link in the description and you can learn all about it. We're looking to update it in August, and that's exciting because there's going to be tons more bonus content, and also we're going to really fine-tune it and make it even better. Anyway guys, big thank you. Make sure to have a great week, keep productive, and I'll see you guys super duper soon. Cheers everyone.